I give my heart. Some people say the water is up to my neck. I don't think I can hold on.
Tens of thousands of people have been stranded, many without food, water, and medical supplies.
6 years after Hurricane Katrina caused so much devastation, some of the hardest hit areas have been slow to recover.
When one thing doesn't work out, what you should do?
Try again.
Try again.
For math teacher Andrew LaBarbera, the opportunity to teach students about life while giving back to the community was impossible to ignore.
Everything has to start with an idea. So the idea is to what? Go to New Orleans, make a difference, rebuild.
At Raritan High School, Mr. LaBarbera is the advisor of the Interact Club.
Interact stands for International Action. If you ask the organization, that's what it stands for. But we're all about taking the initiative. You know, looking at a situation that most people would deem either impossible or improbable and unlikely to happen, and we make it happen.
The decision was made to go to New Orleans to help in the rebuilding effort. One of the biggest obstacles would be securing financial funding.
When we started building up, earning the money to go, no one thought we could actually raise the $25,000 we did. Actually, we raised over $25,000.
From families, friends, to small businesses, local businesses, corporations, that's how we raised the money. But even bigger than that, even bigger than the money, was the emotional readiness that we had to prepare the students for. Because I knew going into here that they were going to see the X's on the door, they were going to see where people died, where people didn't make out, they were going to see houses being destroyed. I'm going to show you some footage of that, and then we're going to talk about how we can go make a difference, how we can go there and we can turn this negative idea into a positive.
This idea of turning negative into positive guides Andrew and has led him to experiences in the Dominican Republic and Malaysia with Habitat for Humanity. Once again, he turned to Habitat.
Habitat was the place to go. After Katrina hit, 5 years ago, they set up an affiliate down there, and we just developed a relationship over the time period.
So, after a rigorous proposal and approval process, after all the fundraising, the students who had committed to spending their spring break on a construction site were off to New Orleans.
How you guys doing? Hello there, chaperones on the bench. Hello.
My role in New Orleans was just basically to be a chaperone, but on a daily basis, the chaperones too were working just as hard. I was using power tools for the first time. I think what drew a lot of the students to go to New Orleans was seeing the footage of Hurricane Katrina, seeing, people's lives were lost, they were homeless, they had no food to eat, and then they see how good they have it, and they wanted to see if they could make a change, make a difference.
I put in windowsills, closets, rods, and some doors, management closets, and some water. A lot of siding.
Some of the students I took had no construction experience whatsoever, but Habitat does a great job. With myself, other chaperones that are also construction savvy, we help the kids out. Many hands make light work. We worked together, we worked as a team, and we made it happen.
Were you surprised at, even 6 years later, what it looked like down there?
There was, in one of the houses, there was a fan that was still intact, but the actual blades of the fan were curving down because of the water had reached the top of the ceiling.
You really had to be there to see all the devastation, since we all experienced together as a family, and we all bonded in a way that really wouldn't happen in any other situation.
I haven't really bonded with that many people before, but within the course of a week, I had 25 new brothers and sisters.
Re-entry is probably the most difficult part of the process. Take 2 seconds. I want you to think of the hardest part of re-entry, that reverse culture shock of coming back into Hazlet, New Jersey, right, our little town, and I want you to come up and write on the board.
No one thought we could make a change.
Explaining our experience.
Being humble.
Loneliness.
Letting go and having to say goodbye.
People aren't motivated to make a difference.
Being Jersey normal.
Tell me about what do you think Jersey normal is?
Jersey normal is like that typical, tan and the big hair and you're loud and all these things that people
think that we are, but it's really not.
More circled around you in particular.
Yeah.
Everything was more about you, what was happening to
In
you
your
or
life.
for you.
Like on an individual level.
But I think New Orleans, like we went down there and we proved that we aren't Jersey normal. We're not materialistic. All we wanted to do was go down there and build houses and help these people.
Until you go somewhere else, like to New Orleans, and you experience this whole new culture and this whole new thing, then you find that you don't want to be like Jersey normal anymore.
We were out making a difference, building a house for someone, and it just felt so much better doing that than like having spring break in Hazlitt.
What we hope for our students at Raritan High School and our students in Hazlitt Township Public Schools is for them to be critical thinkers, to be problem solvers, to see themselves as really having an impact on the future. You know, we talk about their ability to be difference makers and to really make a difference in their community, in their school, and in the world. I just couldn't be more proud.
High school kids, you know, so many people would doubt on them, you know, and when I gave the kids an opportunity to go on an alternate spring break, give up their time, they jumped right on the opportunity. You know, we just have to believe in them, give them a chance, give them an opportunity. I'm telling you, they'll blow you away, and they do every day.